3, 2, 1.
I don't know why he's counting down. We left everything in anyways.
And just in case you don't...
He's pointing at me.
Yeah. And just in case you don't leave everything in... Fuck, I don't know how to introduce it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Moron Mumbles podcast. I almost forgot what we were calling it for a second.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Moron Mumbles.
See, this is exactly why you're the producer of this show. Yeah. Speaking of which, the producer is our good friend Jack, or more well known as the Amazing Croc. I am Ethan, or better known as, probably not though, because nobody watches my channel. Metal Muffin J Cheese.
I'm staring into your nipples and just like shaking back and forth.
That's really weird, Jack. That's not my problem. That's you being weird. Anyway, disclaimer. Anything we say that is based on current events or factual statements
will be held against you in the court of law.
Yeah, damn it. Anything that we say that is about like current events or news stuff, we aren't actually able to confirm, and don't take any of our word as fact.
We are too lazy to actually try and figure out if we're right or not.
Because that shit's boring.
Exactly.
So anyway, just do not take anything we say as fact.
Take everything we say with a grain of cum.
Yes, exactly. So anyway, Jack, you were talking about this like earlier today. What the fuck are bump stocks?
So a bump stock is, so I just want to talk about, I actually didn't know what a bump stock was until I saw this headline on the Associated Press, where they're actually now outlawed after a Las Vegas shooting, where a bump stock takes a semi-automatic weapon, like an AR-15, and makes it fully automatic, essentially. Because the way it works is that it's spring-loaded, and this is what I got from the post. And the stock is spring-loaded, so when the gun fires, the gun goes back into your shoulder, and then it comes back forward. So the shooter just has to hold their finger in place in front of the trigger, and the gun will go back and forth in between, and it will keep shooting without you having to like keep doing this, like keep hitting like your finger against the trigger.
That's kind of cool.
It is it actually, I watched the video and it sounded, I thought it was fully automatic.
Yeah. The issue that's obviously kind of crazy, because I'm assuming that's a very cheap way to make a weapon automatic.
It really is.
And then use it to, go do whatever, something I'm not going to say 'cause it's a little dark, but go
shoot kids.
Yeah, exactly. Go to Las Vegas and take out those who wronged you.
There's no kids in Las Vegas. That's
exactly, yeah. No, there are. People live in Las Vegas.
Yeah, there's kids in Las Vegas.
Yeah, there are families who live there.
They're born there in the hotel bathrooms. After
God. Oh man! Oh, you know what we need to do for the background? What we're gonna do for the background of this podcast is we're gonna have Truck Driving Simulator, and we're just gonna be doing it and we're gonna have it just like only be clips of going from Las Vegas to Prim. Anyway, no, but like I think honestly, if I'm gonna get one, I'm probably just gonna try and see if I can get Texas. I don't want to spend too much.
Breaking news: Donald Trump wins the Republican presidential caucuses in Missouri.
Missouri? Oh, makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
fucking.
Well, let's not talk. We cannot. Okay, maybe it's another thing. Also, we can't talk about just blatantly just talk about politics.
Well, I'm not. I didn't have an opinion.
That's fair.
I just stated that happened because that popped up on my phone.
Yeah, and that Missouri it's not an opinion. It's a fact.
Wasn't Missouri the state that had the Confederate flag, or is that a different one?
There's a lot of them.
No, but they had the Confederate flag as their flag.
It was a variation of it, I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't Missouri. It was not Missouri because Missouri was not in the Confederacy.
Michael Lurie.
It was not Missouri because Missouri was not in the Confederacy. What?
Michael Lurie.
Michael or I don't. Michael, yeah.
Confederate flag.
Oh. Well, that wasn't Missouri. That was Arkansas. Which Arkansas did have the Confederate flag. I don't believe they have it anymore, but their flag has a Confederate flag in it. I believe so, at least. Or it's very similar to the Confederate flag.
We should We should fucking annex Australia and just make their flag a Confederate flag.
Why?
I don't support the Confederates, but that would just be funny.
No, why would that be funny?
Because.
Oh, you mean replace the British flag in the corner with the Confederate flag?
Yeah.
Oh replace it in the corner. Have it so it's just the American flag, but instead of it being like 50
It's just
stars,
white.
it's the star. It's the Australian stars, but then it's also the red and white stripes.
It's in the corner. It's just white background, black text, like Times New Roman double space America. Fuck yeah.
Oh no! Like have it be the America Australia colony.
Why did I think of putting the Confederate flag on the Australian flag and then deporting all black people to Australia? Why was that the first thought that came into I know.
That's kind of something we like.
It's kind of
something that we did.
Wait, we did?
You ever heard of Liberia?
Oh yeah.
We put our own flag there, and then we
Yeah.
took a bunch of emancipated slaves, and then just sent them to Liberia. Do you
Damn.
not remember that?
I actually no, I never knew about that.
Well, they also, again, I don't know all the facts, but essentially Liberia was an American colony that they sent a bunch of emancipated slaves to, because Abraham Lincoln was somewhat of a colonist, like most American presidents were for his time, and then Liberia was an American colony. But then, obviously, it eventually became pretty much fully independent from America, but it still had, like, a lot of the influence, so its flag is still a variation of the American flag today. It's just the American flag, but with 1 star instead of 50.
So yeah, I just remembered I had another thing that we were going to talk about. Another gun thing. So I don't remember the exact name. It's spelled, I know part of it is RAK, R-A-K. It is a Polish submachine gun, and it is the most fucking terrifying thing you will ever shoot in your life. It is a very well-made gun, and I love the concept behind it because it is open chamber fire.
What does that mean?
So it means instead of you know how normally if like let's say you have a pistol, you pull back the
Slide.
rail on the top, the sliding rail, and then it slams back forward, and that's how it loads.
Yep.
With the rack, you pull it back, and it stays back, and it fires. When it fires, it goes forward, and it loads it and shoots it in one like foul swoop.
So
And then it comes back. Yes, it's automatic. It's a submachine gun.
Yeah.
But then it comes back and it stays back while you're not shooting it. And it's actually very interesting because you can then disengage the empty magazine and reload a new one. You don't have to rechamber a new bullet. You can just start shooting again. It's actually really cool.
That is cool.
But it's fucking terrifying because while you have it right here and the sliding rail is going back and forth 2 inches away from your eye at rapid speed, it's fucking terrifying. Yeah. Like, if you do that without wearing, like, protective goggles, there's a good chance you're gonna lose your eyesight.
What's your favorite, like funny looking weapon?
Oh, it has to be the fucking duck's foot. I like calling it the duck's foot plus, where it's like I showed you the duck's foot percussion pistol we have here, right? It's the 3-barrel one. The duck's foot plus, as I call it, is one with like 20 barrels.
Okay, what's your favorite weapon that you just think that like it's like a really like unique design that like obviously it's not like goofy like the Mauser or the Duck's Foot, the Duck's Foot Plus. Like, what's your favorite one that like example? Right, I really like the PO8, the Luger. Like, I'm a big fan of that one. I think it looks very unique and I really like it how it looks. I like how it like pulls like a slide like the thing.
Yeah.
I really like it.
So other than the rack, I think I would have to say a gun I very much admire. Actually, there's two I can think of. First one is a Barrett 50 caliber. That thing.
It's a cool gun.
So I like it. It's a little generic, but the reason I like it is not because it's chambered in 50 caliber and it's fucking massive. The reason I like it is because of the ingenious design of having a spring-loaded barrel to reduce kickback. Is actually so crazy. I love it.
To do it with 50 cal. How hard to do the 50 cal?
So no, it's just like an interesting.
It's rare.
No, it's just like an interesting concept. It's something. It's smart because it reduces the kick of a gun that would dislodge your shoulder if you didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I just love the concept idea behind it. And you were saying?
I also made me think of another one. You said you had two, and I think I saw another one. I really like lever action rifles. Like I love lever action rifles. Like obviously lever action shotguns are cool, but I really like lever action rifles.
Yes, lever action rifles are really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only reason they're not really well, because I mean they were good rifles. They worked fairly well. It's just the only issue that they were not as efficient for warfare as example, right? Because like when you're like on the ground in a trench and you gotta fire, like you gotta be like on the ground, right? The idea is that trying to pull a lever while it's like mounted,
yes,
it's really hard. So then the bolt action is a bit easier because then you could just go.
The bolt action was a much better design than a lever action for sniping.
For being in a fortified location, even if you're not like even if it's just like even just like a soldier, like for general purpose, a lever action works just fine,
has
right?
to be mounted.
Yeah,
it's very inconvenient.
Like I mean, if you're looking for home defense, I mean, like if you just have it, it works just fine. But like
for home defense, you have the cannon at the top of the stairs with a grape shot, and then you obviously have a musket.
And you tally as the founding fathers intended.
And you it's a rule. You have to nail the neighbor's dog.
You have to. It's required because it's smoothbore.
Because it's smoothbore and it can't fire. It's
a grape shot. Why would it be? Why would it matter if it's smoothbore? Should it still not?
No, the smoothbore.
Oh, the musket, right? The musket. I thought.
No, the smoothbore part of that was the flintlock.
You're right. It was a flintlock. Yeah, it's like it's a grape shot cannon. If it doesn't matter if it's smoothbore or not, because it's still gonna hit them.
It's gonna hit everything. It's essentially a big ass shotgun, is what grape shot is.
Yeah. It's like a flak cannon.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said I had another gun that I really liked.
Right. Yeah.
So this is another kind of generic one, but I just love the design of it. I don't know why. I just love it. It is a drug nov. Drug novs are so fucking clean.
I think I know what that is. It's the rifle, right?
Yes. I love those things.
Isn't it the one that's like super modifiable? So like it can be used as a sniper. It can be turned into an assault rifle. It can be used as a semi-auto.
I couldn't. So I don't remember. I think it's. I guess you could technically get a semi-automatic drug nov,
but it's normally bolt action.
It's generally bolt action, to my knowledge.
Right, I forgot. I was thinking something else. I think I don't know.
I can't remember if it's Russian or some other Eastern European. Or like some Eastern European gun.
I think it's
Russian.
Well, because like, if you don't know what it was, you can probably say that it was likely Soviet because at the time it was made, it was probably made in the Soviet Union. So if you're not sure which country in Eastern Europe it was, just say you could. If you don't know if it was made by Ukrainian or Belarusian or Russian designers, just say Soviet because it encompasses all of them. That reminds me. Wait, does it? Oh crap! I already. Ooh, wait! I remember. So I got this.
Okay.
I got the sword yesterday.
So, I found it. Yes, it was. He's a Soviet weapons designer. His name was Yevgeny Drognov.
Yep. Makes sense.
Soviet weapons designer.
Do you know like who he worked for?
The Soviets.
Oh, he was a Fed.
He was a Soviet weapons designer.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if he worked for a company or if he had his own company.
Yeah.
But I fucking love those. This is so clean.
No, but I like the Dragunov too.
I've always wanted to shoot one of those.
Yeah. But no, I got this sword. I think it was I got the sword yesterday. It's like a cavalry sword. You guys don't get to see it, only Jack does. But it's really cool. It was made in India. It's got some cool engravings on it, and it's like an officer sword. I really enjoy it. It feels really nice to hold. There's not really much interesting about it. I just wanted to say that because it makes me happy.
Imagine you had like a dick-shaped sword. It'd be like a sharp dick.
That would be.
I'm trying to think.
That would actually honestly be awesome, just because it would put fear into your enemies.
It's like the trunk of it has like a blade on it, like on the underside, and then out the tip it has like a you can press a button and it like has a needle that comes out like out of the hole.
Yeah, and it has like some like STD in it.
The AIDS.
Oh wait, and what it should do is it should also come with like a pair of pants that has like a little holster on it, so you can then like mount it onto there, and so you can kind of just like thrust it.
It's good. Oh my god! Imagine you had what's that called? A something implant. Fuck. Imagine you had an implant, like a mechanical implant,
like bolting something.
Bionic implant, where it literally lets you shoot needles from your dick.
That sounds horrifying. I would prefer if they like removed it and then just like bolted in, just like a 9mm gun.
Oh my god! Imagine just like the fucking
every time you fire
kickback it on your pelvis. That sounds like when the Germans tried to make the cannon helmet.
Yeah, and all I have to do is I just have to flex. What would happen is I'd just be able to flex the muscle down there, and then if I flex the muscle, it would then fire the gun. So every time I flex the muscle, I could just. So again, like if I'm just like I'm like a spy, right?
You have your
I'm a spy.
Legs crossed that just shoots.
And it's also made out of like plastic, so we can get past like metal detectors and stuff. And so like if I have to like go through, so example, right? If I'm on a spy mission in like China or something, right? And I get caught, I can just stand up and just go. Just fire at him.
You stop at a whorehouse and you try to fuck some prostitute, and it's just.
Oh no! That's horrid. It's just so terrifying.
No Las Vegas, baby, for her.
No, we're not putting this in.
Yes, we are.
It's horrifying.
I have to teach you to edit after we finish.
Right. Yeah.
Imagine I just looked down and we weren't recording.
Yeah, but
we would just have to give up on the podcast at that point. We're too fucking stupid.
Yeah, there was there's some other really cool guns I liked. I'm a big fan of the M1 Garand. It's just kind of a cool, well-designed gun. Ding, ding. Yep. It's just overall just like a well-designed gun.
The best sound in the world.
Yeah.
I don't need porn. I have fucking M1 Garand ping. Instant orgasm.
And you know what? If you weren't, here's the thing, right? I want to tell you to shut up right now, but like you're not wrong,
I'm just
so I can't.
too correct.
You're factually correct. So,
all right,
we just can't put that in.
Since we're getting very political here,
you heard what the liberals
I have
are
some
doing.
opinions I want to vent. But no, seriously, I have very strong opinions on gun laws. Our fucking I don't even know congressmen, senators. Our political leaders don't have a fucking clue as to what they're talking about when it comes to guns. I get why the fuck do you think that making laws against like these types of automatic weapons is going to do shit when they're already breaking the law and fucking killing people?
Well,
why would they care?
Well, and that's the thing, is that it's more specifically about regulation to make them harder to access, make them not as easily available.
It's like when they tried to... It's like when back in the I want to say teens, 20s.
Yeah.
When they tried to make abstinence a law, everyone just fucking did it illegally.
Yeah, or
nobody gave a shit.
Well, because also remember, there's certain things, example, like addictions, right? Like, example, right? Prohibition.
I have a gun addiction.
Example, like
yeah, you're right. Like, prohibition, not abstinence.
Prohibition. Here's the thing with that, though, is that was because people were addicted to alcohol. So people who were not criminals, people who were like innocent people, who were like arguably good people, became outlaws because alcohol was illegal, because they were addicted. There was nothing they could do.
Still are.
But like, yeah, exactly. But like, guns, it's not exactly the same. It's usually people who are, example, there are people who know how to use guns, but especially also because like people with guns are more likely to be shot than people without guns. And overall, just having like more guns in circulation can oftentimes, example, right? There's a bunch of different countries that have more stricter gun regulation. And like things like school shootings is like a tragedy to them. It's not Tuesday like it is for us. So it is
about to be Thursday.
And a big thing was this is like gun companies rule America. Like, well, not rule.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so like,
They
so
definitely do.
there needs to be like gun regulate. But I see what it means. Like, obviously, I'm like banning guns. No way, Second Amendment right.
Yeah.
But there needs to be more regulation and make it more difficult to access. Like more, like example, like automatic weapons, stuff like that. It needs to be more difficult to access because not only, for example, the criminals. Obviously, it's going to be criminals. They're going to do what they want, and they're going to get them. Like
Yes.
school, like even in countries that have good gun regulation, they still have the insane gunmen that will find it, but it is much rarer because they are much harder to. It's much harder to get an automatic weapon in Germany than it is to get here.
I think that this is just my opinion, but I think that if they outlaw like these automatic weapons, it's going to make them easier to get because you're going to have more people getting them illegally. You're going to have more people selling them illegally, which is going to make them easier to access.
Like
exactly.
So like that's what happened. Prohibition is that
you're going to have
violence started
You're
happening.
going to have guns tied to your legs under your pants.
Well, it's also the thing with also that is like, not even like banning again, like having being heavily regulated. For example, right in prohibition, the issue is that they couldn't regulate alcohol because it was purely legal. Because before it was easy. Example, right? There was regulations, there were certain amounts, there were laws preventing child drinking, stuff like that. All those went out the window because now if they're already committing a crime, does it really matter if they're going to commit another one, right? These good citizens are all being turned into criminals. And, well, if I'm already committing one crime, I might as well let my 16-year-old kid have a bit of whiskey.
The prohibition made it worse because now kids were doing
legal.
it.
Because it was right because there's no regulation.
And now the parents were having their kids sell it for them. Literally. Kids were selling alcohol so that they could earn money for their family during the prohibition thing.
So I think my opinion is that there needs to be better regulation. They need to be more difficult to access for the common citizen. But like obviously they should not be banned because again it'll cause the same problems as prohibition. But there needs to be much heavier regulation.
Yes, I agree with.
But the issue is that likely will not happen because gun companies got a lot of money, and with that money they can pay off our government like they do every single year.
I wouldn't blame the gun companies, though. They just make the guns.
Yeah, they just make the guns and make the money and pay the senators to make sure that gun business stays as good as possible.
Well, let's be honest. Everybody pays the senators at the end of the day.
Of course, everyone pays the presidents, senators. Private companies rule our nation. They have more power than we do.
I think that we should literally kick out Biden and Trump from the running and just get like some 35-year-old ex-veteran who actually knows how to be a fucking general of the army or leader of the army. Someone who actually knows what the hell they're doing is something.
I agree with you. Like having a younger candidate for for Democrats and Republicans.
maybe not 35,
especially also because even then 35. I mean, hey,
because 35 I believe is the age
is the
minimum,
which I think honestly. I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit lower. Like if they changed it to like 25, that would be.
Ooh, well, 25 I think might be a little too low. Well, that's bordering like just out of college, not much life experience.
Right, because you need life experience. So I think honestly, like example, right, we need to get because again, most of our presidents in history have been like 40 to 60. We need more of that. Like I don't know, if you're too, I think we need more of those. Like we need a little bit of a younger president who is more in tune with the common population of America. Because these older presidents are more interested in the smaller populations, while a president who could represent more of America will be better.
Yeah, honestly, I think, in my personal opinion, the best presidency we have ever had was Teddy Roosevelt. And that's because he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing, and he was a really cool guy at the same time. Teddy Roosevelt spent the entirety of his presidency bawling his ass off.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I love Teddy Roosevelt with all my heart, and it does break my heart to say this, but he was a massive fucking racist. He was a horrifying.
Exactly.
We do not want him. We don't.
I know.
We do not want him back.
I know he was. Everybody back then was a racist.
Not really.
You're right, but like, I guess that at that point people were starting to get better about it.
Of course,
he was a big racist. I'm just saying we need a president like that. We need a president who will ball his fucking dick off.
He was big thing is that the reason why is because obviously there's like people who were like a part of the system and then the people who acted upon it. And Teddy Roosevelt was one of the people who did because he treated Native Americans very, very poorly during his presidency. Which sucks because again, he was fucking badass. And it sucks because he was he did some terrible things.
We need to bring back badass presidents.
Oh, honestly, what was a really good president that we had was FDR. FDR did a great job.
FDR
did a
really
great
well.
job. He did a great job during times of peace, and especially because it was a time of struggle. We were really struggling during the Great Depression, and during times of war. He was actually really questionable. Now in hindsight, everything he did, we are so glad he did do. But during the time, the things he was saying were fucking insane. They were in a losing war with the Axis, with Germany and Japan. They were losing the war. And on live television, he said, "We will not accept anything less from the Germans than unconditional surrender."
Well, I mean, that kind of made sense at the time.
They were losing!
Considering the things that they were doing, I can see where he gets his. I can see where he got that view from.
And that's why, in hindsight, it was better. Right?
Yes.
The fact that we didn't. Example, right? It's good that the Nazis were just gone. They're eradicated, right? But during the time, nobody people would have much rather we just sued for peace than that because that was fucking insane. But it ended up working. Yeah, we have
hindsight now,
we have hindsight well. But again, during that time, the things he was saying were the things he was doing were fucking mad.
So here's the thing: Teddy Roosevelt would have worked way better than FDR did during a time of war. I feel like.
Maybe.
Whereas FDR did really well.
Teddy Roosevelt didn't actually. Well, we actually don't know that because Teddy Roosevelt didn't actually go through time of war.
It's just that Teddy Roosevelt had a lot of experience with the military. I believe he served at one point.
I think
I know that his kids served.
Oh, I think maybe it may have been because I think he probably. Well, I don't think he would have been old enough. I don't think he was old enough to have served in the Mexican-American War. So I don't think he was a veteran.
Yeah.
I think he was just a badass.
Well,
I don't think he was a veteran.
Well, no, I think he did serve military time at some point.
Well, of course, that makes sense.
I'm not saying wartime. I'm just saying he knows at least what.
I think
he knows what to do more or less.
I think his heated nature may have not been so good in war. I think he may have been reckless in war. I think he may have been sent our men out and had them instead of not being as coordinated and sent them all to just die in trench warfare.
True. But Teddy. I feel like Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt brought some pretty good, I believe, financial reforms. Teddy Roosevelt was he was the one that managed the coal strike, correct?
I don't remember. I actually don't know that too much about that specific time period.
I believe that was Teddy Roosevelt that oversaw the whole coal miners' strike. And he handled it pretty well. But so I feel like Teddy Roosevelt did really well in financial reforms. FDR did really well on societal reforms.
It's funny.
Because FDR also had his wife to keep him in check, and she was a very big humanitarian, which was
that was great. Eleanor was awesome.
Eleanor was fucking amazing. She was also his cousin.
Yeah, it's really and it's really sad because Eleanor was so great. Eleanor was an awesome person. Eleanor was great.
Yeah, Eleanor was amazing.
But it really sucks that FDR was a kind of a whore. And cheated on his wife and had multiple affairs.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of sucks because Eleanor was an amazing lady.
Hey, cripples are hot, man.
That's fucked. That is so
fucking Hot Wheels. That
was Eleanor's pet name for Franklin. Hey, Hot Wheels.
Didn't he have a thing where he had to hold on to something while he stood at the podium giving speeches?
Yes, and actually that was actually something because usually
he tried to hide his palsy or not palsy. He had polio.
He tried to he had polio and he tried to make it so he didn't want to seem vulnerable, right? So he always had help. He'd have a chair he'd sit in. So he'd be able to do a hand protection. It was specifically on the day of the day that he made a speech on the day after Pearl Harbor. What he did is that the only
day was December 7th.
Yeah, no. What happened is he was instead of being rolled in a wheelchair, getting up to his podium, and then making his speech and everything, He walked his way to the podium. The only help he had was someone holding onto his shoulder, and the American people had to watch a very vulnerable man walk up to the podium and struggle to keep himself on the podium and then make a speech. He was trying to show his vulnerability, and that was a really he did very well with that speech. It was great.
He did really well.
He purposely tried to make him show how vulnerable he and by proxy America was. Show that vulnerability to the world, and it ended up being a great speech.
Who was the Let's go off topic. Oh, kind of off topic. Who was the one that dropped the nukes? Was it Eisenhower? It was Eisenhower before the nukes, and then somebody else came into office and then immediately dropped the nukes, I believe.
Oh no! So it was. Franklin Roosevelt was going to drop the bombs on Germany, right? But then
Eisenhower came after.
Yeah, Eisenhower. So Roosevelt was going to do that, but then he died during his presidency. Yeah. And then we beat Germany. So then we had Harry Truman, and then we beat
Truman.
Yeah, we beat Germany, and then because we still had nuclear bombs, we used them on Japan.
Yeah, because
Truman kind of sucked, by the way.
Yeah, because E-Day already happened.
Yeah, D-Day happened, or specifically
E-Day.
Yeah, well, yeah,
the liberation of Europe.
We still probably gonna nuke them anyway. But here's the thing, right? Again, like the Soviets were at Berlin. We were like in the Rhineland. We didn't need to nuke them at that point.
Honestly, I think the nuking was just like it was just a show of force at that point.
The Japan.
Yeah, the nuking of Japan, I feel like was a show of force to China and the Soviets. That's my biased opinion. That's just how I feel about it.
Well, that wasn't the thing with the nukes. Here's the thing, right? I am against nuclear weaponry. I wish they were never made. However, here's the thing: because we had them anyway. The nuking of Japan was our best option by far.
Oh yeah.
Any other example? Currently, the nuclear weapons had a small range, and they weren't actually as able, right? Firestorming, which we did to Tokyo. So like when you do constant bomb raids to turn the city to a glass floor, that caused a lot more damage than the nuclear bombs. The nuclear bombs were like instantaneous and did a lot of damage, but like the firestorming was way worse. And our only other option was to invade the mainland and fight the fierce, indoctrinated Japanese soldiers who were willing to like blow themselves up with grenades for their emperor. And so it was we didn't want to do that. That was going to get a lot of people killed. So we did that instead, and we were able to get. It was a very like articulated thing to do, and we did it, and it worked out well. But I do think that like nuclear bombs, like the nuclear bombs have example. Yeah. Nuclear bombs is a very interesting dilemma of like I don't know what this is, by the way.
It's my headband.
Yeah, okay, that's why it was funny. That's why I was wet.
I didn't use it today.
It was damp. Or it was just cold, I don't know.
Probably you've just been sitting.
Yeah. But it's a very interesting thing because the idea is that nuclear bombs have done so many good things and so many bad things. It's actually a really like interesting like ethical debate because both sides are like very very like equal. Like I personally like each example, right? There's very good reasons on both sides on why they are good or why they are why they're ethical and why they are not ethical. Which is it's a very interesting ethical debate, and I really like it.
I think the main reservation I have about nukes is that
you're using words you don't you're just using random words.
I have reservations against the usage of nuclear
You were
bombs.
using the word reservations very incorrectly. That's not what that means.
Wasn't. Yeah,
there's not reservation. You're using words to make. That word means nothing.
Do you not know what that means?
Yes, reservation. You are reserving a place.
I know, but having reservations about something also is a phrase.
I don't know what that means. Like I said, I don't know what it means.
If you have reservations about something, that means that you have reasons why you don't like it.
I don't know, man.
I believe that's like a very simple description.
I think there's a different. I think there's a different. I think you're thinking of a different word, but I don't know what that word is. So I'll just keep on going. It doesn't matter.
So, but the main issue, I guess, I have with the usage of nuclear bombs is it breaks. Kind of the most important rule of war is civilian casualties. That's the only like if you had a way to only hit soldiers with a nuke, I think it would be much less bad. But you don't exactly have a way to do that because generally soldiers are near civilians.
What would happen is that we would do them for like strategic targets, but that's also the reason why strategic bombing was like a big thing. Again, you could specifically pinpoint factories.
Exactly.
Pinpoint like military factories. But you can't really do that with especially now that we have like hydrogen bombs.
Oh, God,
you can't
yeah.
do that anymore
The
because
fucking-
like they will kill, like they will evaporate everyone in like a
Tsar Bomba?
mile rate. Tsar Bomba, luckily, that thing would have had to have been dropped from a very, very massive plane that would have been very easy to shoot down. It was not a nuclear missile; it was a bomb, and it was just too. It was too big to actually be usable. But yes, that was the largest nuclear bomb in history. That was insane.
The Russian Tsar Bomba. It's a good thing they never had to use it in a fucking war.
Well, yeah, we never had to go to war because we had example. That's the ethical reason. That's why there's an argument.
Have you seen the video of the Tsar Bomba?
I have not actually.
So there is a video of the Tsar Bomba being dropped. It's a video taken from one of the planes that was like in the convoy that dropped it over a testing site. It was fucking massive because it's like I think more than 2 times taller than Mount Everest. The mushroom cloud was. It was fucking huge.
So do you know how like? Sorry, actually, there's something else also as well. You know what fission and fusion are,
yes,
right?
I know. Yes, I know fission and fusion.
Yeah, fission is when you are breaking apart an atom to create energy, and then fusion is when you're taking 2 light atoms and mixing together, right?
Yes.
What's interesting is that the hydrogen bomb is the only use of fusion we are able to do, and here's the thing. The issue is, for example, fusion reaction is great because it's clean. It doesn't cause radiation. Doesn't cause a fallout.
We generally use fission for energy.
Yep.
Creation.
Yeah. But we don't know how to harness fusion to create a reactor. Don't know how to harness it. The only way we've learned how to harness it. So a hydrogen bomb. Do you know how a hydrogen bomb works?
I actually do not.
So a hydrogen bomb, as you know, uses fusion, right? So you know how like have you watched Oppenheimer?
No, I really want to see it, but I haven't seen it.
You know what? I'm gonna try and see if I can find a movie theater, and I'm gonna take you out to watch Oppenheimer. It is great.
There's a movie. I don't think it's in movies anymore.
It might not be, but there's also DVDs. It's like streaming services
we
too.
can literally watch it after we're done recording.
That's true. You know what? Actually, I'd be willing to do that because it's a fucking good ass movie.
I know.
But
I
so
love
essentially, because the idea is that there's a little activator. So like there's like a bomb. It goes inside the bomb, right? But there's a detonator, yeah. And that thing is where the reaction takes place. And so they have one of those in a hydrogen bomb. They have a fusion. They start a fission bomb in a hydrogen bomb, and that fission bomb activates a fusion bomb to then cause it to go, and that's why hydrogen bombs have radiations because there's a fission bomb.
But the fission is separate from the fusion. It's not fission reacting into fusion. So it's not breaking them apart and then slamming them back together.
No.
It's a separate reaction.
It's to create a massive amount of, because the idea is that fusion can only happen in plasma, which is why stars are their own fusion reactors because they are constantly electrons are what are preventing 2 atoms from mixing together, from actually coming together, because they block each other out. However, in plasma, electrons are separated from the nucleus, and so so 2 atoms can mix together, and so these 2 hydrogen atoms are able to go together and create a massive amount of energy. But it can only happen in plasma. And the only way we've been able to create enough energy to create plasma, to turn hydrogen into plasma, is with a fission bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was watching something sometime. Something I've always thought was cool. I love black holes.
Ooh, yeah.
So I just want to talk about this. I was watching a Kurdizagat video. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Kurdizagat. You know that channel?
No.
It's like one of the science channels, and they do like the animation with like the cartoon birds. I'll show you later.
Yeah, all right.
But it's they were talking about what would happen if you took away what I don't remember what it's called, like the visual plane. I guess the video was how to destroy a black hole. And one of the things that they talked about was reversing its polarity to get rid of the visual plane. So essentially get rid of the giant black sphere part and then get rid of all like the stuff swirling around it.
Well, that's the light. It's absorbing the light.
Yes, it's absorbing the light. But then if you did that, because you could technically, it's a very debated issue between scientists if whether or not you'd be able to you would have to overload the black hole's limit of like how much mass it can take in at a time. But that's hard to do because once it gets to its limit, the black hole will stop taking in mass. So you would have to figure out a way to make it overload itself to actually destroy the outer part. But when you destroy the outer part, it's believed that it would be left with a singularity on the inside. And that singularity it would still have mass. It would have technically infinite mass, infinite time. It breaks the laws of reality. And if you touched it, you're fucked. But you can get as close to it as you want.
Yeah. I actually don't know, like, what... I actually don't know any of this stuff, so I'm actually going to look into this stuff, because I don't understand, like, any of that, anything that you were just saying.
I'll show
so
you
this stuff is
I'll
interesting.
show you the video later.
I would love to actually...
interesting.
Yeah, you just send it to me. I'll watch it at home, yeah.
We can just watch it on YouTube here.
Well, yeah, that'd be boring.
Not really. It's a very interesting video.
Oh, no, actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, yeah. You know what? Sure, why not?
Extremely fun.
No,
I'm not saying like right now, obviously.
Yeah, because you guys are very, very special to us.
Get that close to the microphone. It's gonna peak it.
We love you.
We fuck you.
No, don't listen to him. That's a lie.
It's a lie. Yeah, I'm like watching the audio settings and you're like peaking the microphone.
Oh man,
I need to lower the what is it? Is it the gamma? I can't see it. I think it's the gamma, that top knob. Can you read it?
Gamma.
Gain.
It says gain.
I think I have to lower the gain because I can still see it peaking, like on the audio, but I'm not gonna do that now because that's gonna fuck with the audio recording. And then I would have to find that and change it. But I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about.
No.
You hear what happened in Wyoming? No.
How many kids?
Yeah, she said she was 12.
Oh, dude, I was that's again in narrative. I was playing Holy 4. I was playing Holy 4 one time, and I can already see Jack getting bored.
No, I'm looking. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere I can see how long we've been recording for. Because yeah. I'm not using. I'm not using I already Audacity. I'm not using Audacity. I'm just because last time I couldn't import the Audacity file into the editor. It had to be like a video file. So I had to record Audacity on my computer. I had to record our recording on OBS. So now I'm just doing it straight from OBS. So I don't know how long we've been going.
Oh, actually, wait. Oh, you know what? Wait, I just realized someone was making me mad. I was in American truck driving simulator. It's making me like understand like why road safety laws exist. I was talking to my mom about this on the way here. It was like I understand like I'm actually starting to learn like how to actually like do example right speeding. Like sample speeding, like you can go like on the highway, you can go like example right. If there's cars, if you can see cars on screen, like you can go 10 miles over the speed limit. And obviously, if you get close to them, you obviously want to slow down so you match their speed. If there's no cars on the highway, you can go like 15, 20 miles over the speed limit. But even then, don't go too far because if there's something that happens like a turn, you need to be able to slow down in time without going to a stop on the highway.
Turning on those trucks when you're going too fast is the weird.
And because remember you can't like if you suddenly stop, you're stuck on the highway.
I'm pressing D, and I'm not turning. Shit.
Yup.
It's like high guardrail.
Yeah, I love that game so much.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I'm going to get one of those wheel controllers, and then you can just come over and we can play with it.
That'd be great.
Like we just take turns doing jobs on the wheel.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should wrap up this episode.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
This was a pretty good first episode.
I enjoyed it. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. I know we had a great time. So if you guys don't enjoy it, I don't give a fuck. We're gonna still keep doing it anyway because I'm enjoying this. But if you did enjoy it,
when nobody watches this,
yeah, and also yeah. So anyway, you guys if you liked this, feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll likely be sending out a podcast each week.
we're hoping every
Wednesday. Every Wednesday, yeah. every Wednesday. We might even send up like a date, like a time.
We should do Apple Podcasts. We should put this on Apple Podcasts too, because it's
put on Spotify.
No, I don't want to fuck with Spotify. I heard Spotify is a very annoying company to work with.
I noticed that too. Yeah, I know.
Spotify is very stuck up.
Yeah, there was a local. So my dad is friends with a guy he's super awesome. And he's part of a local band and called Love Crumbs. I'd actually check them out. They're really good. They do that stuff, and they made a bunch of songs, but they only have 3 on Spotify because it's kind of difficult to work with. So they currently only have 3 on Spotify, but they have probably 6-7 songs, I think. So, but yeah, no, if you guys are interested in if any of you guys are live in, I don't know, New England, it's a pretty nice local band. I'd check them out.
Yeah, I remember Mr. Smith was in a band. He was a drummer, remember? Mr. Smith from 8th grade. He's a drummer in a band. I could probably pull up the band on Spotify.
I didn't even know that, and that's awesome.
All right, I'm going to try and find it right now.
Oh yeah. Anyway, actually, before you do that, let's say goodbye to the viewers and wrap this up. So, what am I going to call you guys? You know what? How about you guys? If any of you guys are watching, just put in the comments on what we should call you. How YouTubers will call people I don't know what does Jacksepticeye call his viewers?
I don't actually know.
I don't think he has a name for him.
Watch a lot
but no, there'll be curd nerds or silly goobers. What should we call you guys? Who are
morons.
You? Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll call you morons. All right. All right. So Jack, get.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys have a great night. You morons have a great night.
Go
or
fuck
day.
yourself.